That was a close call. I'm going to bring this up on my iPad while I'm waiting for you to join. If I can get it the right way round. I hope this is working. I've got someone. Hi. Right. I'm just going to bring this up on here. Hopefully I'm on silent. Right. I've just got to turn that down. No, that's the wrong way. Okay. I couldn't get the camera the right way around. That's why I'm late. So I must apologise. And at the same time, thank you all for joining me. So I'm going to flip the camera so you can have a look at the beautiful card instead of me. But I just wanted to say hi, it's me and I'm here. So let's bring that down. And just make sure that I can get a good view. It's not quite right. Right, so middle of the mat will give me a good view. Okay, so come on, that's good. Right, so I'm just talking to myself while I'm doing this. Hi, Jackie and Philippa. Hello, Donna. Hope you're feeling okay. See, look, I'm concentrating now. Brilliant. Yeah, so just apologies for being late, but I got here in the end. And Julie, do you know how I got around it? I swiped it off my screen and shut it down and then came back into it and then it worked. It was just, I'm just going to move that over slightly. It was just close to the button on the phone. Okay, right then. So I said we are going to make a variation on this card. But before we go into it, I'm just going to, just in case we've got anybody new that didn't see this morning, these are the 3 new stamp sets that I'm playing with. So essentially Christmas. So we've got essentially Christmas 1, 2 and 3, or it could be 1, 2 and 3. I can't remember which way round they are. But basically all designed to work within the snow globe or on their own. A nice little mix. It will also tie in with last Christmas's stamp sets, and you'll also find it will tie in with Julie's stamps and Philippa's stamps. And yeah, it's just, I think, a really good little collection. So we're going to take that away. Now this, I am going to say, this is a big card. It's an 8x8 and it did take me quite a lot of hours to make. And I feel like I couldn't make this in a live. So I'm going to show you the bones of it. We're going to do a section and then we'll talk around the rest. So I hope that's okay. And also what I'm going to do is just talk a little bit about this card here that I made, using the no line ink pad, because I personally have sold out on my website and I've gone to order more and they're out of stock at the moment. So I wanted to see if I could do the same technique with my lightest ink, and the lightest one that I own is Lost Shadow. So we will have a little look into that as well. So I'm going to move that to one side and let's have a little look, make sure everybody's okay. I think they are. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to literally make this from scratch. So, oh, it's raining. It feels really weird as well because I'm in my new room and I don't really know where anything is because I just chucked it in drawers and on shelves just to be tidy. Okay, so I think I'm going to use This card I did actually make on my Dragon all-purpose card. But this time I'm going to make it on watercolour because I want to see if there's a little bit of a difference. It will work on both, but yeah, I just wanted to see. So I'm going to cut this down. No, if I do it, I'm going to shrink it first. So I'm going to decide the size of my card blank. And I think I'm going to do a 7-inch one. So I'm actually going to cut this at 7 inches, like so. And then I'm going to take another piece and cut a 7-inch square. I probably could have found a 7-inch card blank in one of my cupboards, but for the purpose of the demo, I'm going to make it from scratch. So knowing that the front of my card is going to be 7 inches, I hope I'll get there, Donna. So Donna's just had a beautiful craft room built on the back of her house, and it is absolutely stunning. So she's been having so much fun giving everything a home, you know. It's a wonderful thing. Okay, so I've cut this at 6 3/4 inches. I don't very often work in inches. I don't even know why I am. But that just gives me my nice border. So to actually create the card, I'll bring in my scoreboard. On the inches side, the tool isn't there. Where is it? That wasn't too far away. And I'm just going to score this at 7 inches. Butt that up so you get a good straight edge on your fold here. And then give that a score down. Now that's given me quite a big overlay. I'm not going to chop it down because it will make my card more stable. And oh, I didn't bring my glue over. I'm not very organised today. Just going to say I've packed it. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this section here. And then I'm going to take the 7-inch piece, tap that to make sure it's level, and bring that over. Now, if you didn't want to see this, of course you can layer it on the back, but I don't mind it. I think it's quite nice. So that gives us our... I've done that wrong. I wanted that bit. Never mind. No, I haven't done it wrong, Hazel. Don't be silly. I'm just going to make this level because it will annoy me. There we go. So there's our card blank. Nice and simple, although I made it look hard. Okay. Now for the exciting bit. So if you recall earlier, I said that I like to make a mask. So this is done on Masket. If you don't have Masket, you can do it on copier paper. So I've just stamped my snow globe down and cut around the outside. And then on this one, I've stamped it down and I've gone in with a knife. Now, I did say that you can do it with scissors by just like pinching into it and then cutting up tight around. Either or, yeah, whatever you feel comfortable with, basically, will be fine. So I've got those ready. And I'm going to go directly onto here. And I'm just going to create a bit of a scene with a bit of everything going around using the same techniques as what I've used on here. So I'm going to get a block, or you could do it in your stamping platform. See, I'm pausing. I'm going to do it in the stamping platform just because a lot of us use them now. And then I will go on to take my globe out and position. Now I am going to go quite central because I need room there. Well, I'm just going to do it central. And we're going to stick that down. And we're going to ink up. Whoopsie. So I'm using a black VersaFine ink. You don't have to, you can use a softer ink if you want to, but I just think this adds to the drama of the card or makes it more dramatic. Okay, so that gives me my nice, can I bring you closer without it? Just trying to get that shadow off. I've had to put my lamp on there because the light above, number one, it hasn't got a lampshade on it, and number two, it is behind me, so you might get a little bit of a shadow. Now, ideally, you want to dry this off with your heat tool, and I say ideally, I really should. Just because the VersaFine ink is a slow drying ink, we need to make sure that that's dry. Power. Okay. Now, this is where your little masks come in handy. So if I place this over here, now where did I put that peg? Okay, so that is just pegged in place. And I'm going to take some ink. So for this one, I have used Wilted Violet, and I'm just going to use it on a dauber, a sponge rather than a blending brush. And I'm going to use the word scoosh because I'm just going to scoosh off the edge. And at any point you can have a little look and see how you're going. If you've got a white line where you don't want one, just adjust your stencil. And you'll see why a sponge is better for this technique rather than a brush, because it just allows you to get that. And realistically, you want to just follow the design that I've put in around the globe. If you get a bit where you don't want it, it doesn't matter, because there isn't no rules. Okay, so already it looks fabulous. By doing that, that globe is popping off that page. Okay. Now, also, this is really handy because we can pop that down and then I can stamp some bits in there. I can flick my ink at it as well, which I am going to do. So we'll have some Wilted Violet. And I've got a fan brush. I'm just going to... So I'm just kind of glancing because obviously I'm very aware, well, basically because I can see now because I've got my iPad up here. But I know Julie's on and Philippa's probably on. If there's any questions, I'm sure they will answer for you. So I'm just going to wet my fan brush in my water. Don't want it really wet. And then, oh, look at them. I've got that all up my t-shirt. Hope I don't flick it up the walls because they're bright white. I literally have got it all up my t-shirt and it's a white one. It's fine. Okay, and when you're done, all you'll need to do, just dry your brush down. And he fluffs back up. Whoa, beautiful. Okay. So because I've put them splats on, I am going to need to give them a little moment to dry. But once they've settled into the card, you can dab away. You'll lose some of the vibrancy, but you will still see them. So I'm going to give them a quick little blast to dry them. And then just take them down. I'd rather blot them off than think they're dry and blend over and squish them. So let's give you a closer look there. So you can just see them dots in the background. Okay, so more stamps in that set are, I'm going to pick out a few more colours now. So I've got tumbled glass and milled lavender. And you're going to have to forgive me on this one because my tumbled glass is a bit dry. So I'll be really quite banging it hard. So hope I don't rattle the camera too much. Maybe it's not dry. Maybe it's just because it's a really light colour. Yeah, that's good. So I want these to be subtle and in the background. And I'm just randomly popping a few. The more you think about it, the harder it is to be random. And then we'll get a couple of milled lavender. Now, milled lavender is a colour that I don't use enough. I think it's a fabulous colour and I'm definitely going to use it more. So just getting a few of those in. So already, I'm just going to put a second gem down there. That's cool. Now, we have got 3 other sizes, but I am just going to stick to that one for the moment. Now, let's just move through them sets. I knew I'd do this. I've lost me. Oh, there it is. I promised myself I was going to be tidy, and I also promised myself I was going to clean the stamp. So I'm going to just do that. No laughing, Julie. If I was really organised, I would have found my microfiber cloth, but I'm not. Now, when you take these stamps off, we were going to have this solid in the middle, but because we've got this outside, it makes it a lot thicker. So it allowed us to pop an extra stamp in there. Don't be tempted to pick it up from here and pull. As strong as the stamp is, obviously, that's going to be the weakest point because it's the narrowest part of the stamp. So just take your time and pull it off, and then it's going to keep its shape and last you for a long time. So that's gone back in its place. Let's flick through. So we're going to have a little look at the bow now, because I feel like I'm putting this on. Even though I've only got one on here, I am going to pimp this right up. So I want to have this, and I wanted to show you a trick. I'm going to show you. I feel like I need to just diverse and show you a trick. So if I bring in a piece of paper and I'm going to be stamping my globe down here, and I know that I want to put that, the pine on, what I would do is ink up, but leave that top section. I've done the wrong side. I knew I'd do it. I'll show you a trick, and this is how not to do it. So, that could have been dangerous. I can imagine Paul coming home to a black patch on the brand new carpet. He wouldn't have been happy. That's why he wants to put me in the garage. Okay, so now I've got this broken section here, so that when I ink up, I can, you see, it just takes away that line that would go through it. Now on my card, you're going to see that. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flip this one out and not use this one. I'm going to use the branch instead. So, again in the black ink, and I'm just going to come down. And I'm going to keep rotating this so that I've got kind of a good old cluster. It's a nice word, cluster. Getting some second generation as well. Getting a nice big... And again, putting my clean stamp. It's definitely going to need a birdie in there. And I love this. Oopsie. Come here. So just sitting on that branch there. Well, it's on the tilt because it's just going down for some food, okay? Let's have a look. Good, I'm glad you... Yes, it is. It's a great idea. And that isn't just for that bit. You can leave spaces anywhere. So maybe you don't want this corner doing because you want to have pieces on there. It's just a clever way of... and then if you've got a black liner pen, anywhere that you've missed, you can always join in. So yeah, a real good tip. Okay, so we've got that in. Now I want to ground this out a bit. So I have chosen, I've got a number of different pencils here. Now, those of you that know me, I don't have expensive pencils. These are my Staedtler ones, Staedtler watercolour. And I've also got a pencil and a blending stump, just in case. So I have chosen a grey, a pinky, purpley, a blue and a black. And I am just going to, oh, you know what? Just going to do one thing first. What's happening is my brain is trying to remember the stages I went through when I made the card. So I'm using that fan brush just to ground my snow globe first. And being quite rough with it, we just want that. And then we will dry that off so that our pencils will work. Okay. So I'm going to come in with the blue first. So even though we've got that black edge, normally on a globe, you'd see like bluey pinky tones where the glass is. So I'm just going to bring you in nice and close, and I'm just laying down some pigment and some blue. And we'll just do a bit on this side first, I think. And I'm going to add a little bit of pink in there as well. Just hope I haven't overdone it. So just using a water brush, I'm just going to pull that around, but I'm taking it off my hand as well while I'm doing it. I'm just going to pull that through because I don't want to flood the pigment everywhere. I just want a shadow. And I'm hoping that you can see that okay. Oh, I can see it. I just glanced across to the iPad. Yeah, it is quite a nice... So, we're going to do that again. Around this side. Add the pigment down. And a bit of pink. So if you get any dark bits, just go in with more water just to pull it out. Now, for some reason, I have a pink line there. What I'll do is dry that out. It'll be fine. Okay, so we've got a little bit. Okay. And you can work in layers. But always dry your layer before you go on to the next. So I just want to deepen up that blue. And then just soften that edge as it comes round. A little bit around our pine. If there's a bit where you think you might have water, just try and avoid it, because it would just, you'll end up with a little bit of a blob. And then I'm just going to go over that area. So that gives us our globy kind of look. Technical word. And obviously you can just spend a little bit of time on that as well. But that's okay. Right. There's my lid for tumble glass. It's dry as it is. Now then, what shall we put in? I've got so many choices. I think we're going to have to go with... Well, there's no two. I'm going to probably use every single stamp on across all three sets. So it doesn't matter which one I put in, but I am going to use the funky trees. So I'm going to stamp them up in black. Now, this is where the outside edge... I'm just going to move you up a little bit. Hi, Louise. Comes into play, because I'm going to pop that on there now, and that's going to protect the bottom of my globe, so that when I come in and I stamp these trees down, and actually, yeah, go on then. And then the smaller one, you've got 3 separate ones here. And I just think that adding this little one oops, just on here, like so. And then you could even go up to the medium one. Just going to check to see if it will fit. Yep. Just get a bit of that one there. And it doesn't matter, because you've got your mask there protecting. Okay. So give that a little bit of a rub. Now, a deer. Don't make me start singing. Do you know, I thought I did. This morning, I thought I was going mad. I showed you this, and I thought, well, where have I got my small deer from? I haven't stamped it on there. So there's also another one there. I have to explain. I'm too honest, me. So I'm going to get my little deer, give a good ink up. I've absolutely covered my stamp block in ink. And then again, just to safeguard yourself, put this one in place. Got your little dear. Oh dear. Oh, right. So then add in some colour. I'm gonna use my pencils for this, and I'm being a lot more heavy on this. Just add a little bit of pigment down one side, come in with your brush and just pull that out. And that gives you that lovely light side. There we go. Now, even though I've stamped these at the bottom, I do want to ground these. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of grey down the bottom. My brush has got a little bit of a pink tone on it, but that's fine. I'm also just going to flash a little bit up here, just for a little bit of a shadow, really. And that's why I got my pencil out, I remember now. Okay, so I've done a little bit of work on the globe. I'm just going to put some little snowflakes in now, because we have got 3 sizes. This is the medium one, and I'm going to use again tumble glass, and I'm hoping that you can see it. You might not be able to, but I'm going to lift it up so you can just see them subtly there in the background. It's just the snow in the globe, just a nice little touch. Okay, so then for the base, I'm going to just, I've got a grey pencil. I'm just going to put lid on my ink because I don't want to put my arm in it. And I'm just going to flash this from each side. I really needed to have sharpened this, but, you know, I've got some pigment down. I mean, that looks wicked like that to me, but I will blend it through. So, nice, juicy water brush. And I'm just going to start and swish over it. Coming out with some funny words tonight. So I want to leave some white areas in there because I think it really does give it a nice look. But I do want to get rid of the grain from the pencil because I don't like seeing that. So now I'm going to dry that. And I'm going to come in with some black. And that's the difference between working on watercolour card against an all-purpose super smooth type card. So a few flashes of the black. Now once the water goes over this, it will really darken. So you might need to, in between, take the pigment off your water brush because you don't want to just flood the whole thing out. So just leaving some lighter areas. Okay, so how's that look? Got quite a lump in the middle. Let's just smooth that a little bit. There we go. And then again, just being careful about the wet bits. You can take this in quite dark at the edges. And then just take that ink off every time. That's it. Okay, so I'm happy with my globe, and to me, my globe is finished. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to put something in this corner. So there it is. Hiding. We're going to move back to the branch. And on the snow globe, you've got all of this detail. And on a lot of the samples, you will have seen kind of grids and flicks around, and this is how we've done it. So I've just, you know, like, keep an eye where the edge of the globe is, because you don't want that on there, but you can definitely have bits of this round, and it just gives quite a nice effect, getting first and second generations just for that corner. So that's a great way to use that. And then I'm just gonna pop some of this down, and I'm gonna stand the large deer. Oh dear. In there. Give that a good ink up, make sure it's lovely and juicy. And then phew, give that a wipe. And while we're there, we're going to have a little look upon this corner. So them little branches again. So I'm going to put a couple in, but it's really important that you just don't think too much about it. I'm going to join that one there, and then just keep printing until it all goes off. So have a look initially for the first join. So say, I'm just going to put it there. And then I might want one there, but I can do it because it's that lighter one, do you see? And then we're going to come in with those lovely dangly triangular balls. And I want to hang some from here. So I've got to go up as far as I can connect to a branch. So I'm going to go there. And the branch that I connect it to, I want it to be a dark one. So I'm going to go just there, like so. And then this one might just have to go there. Yeah. And if I wanted to, I could do a lower one. Do you know what? Let's go all out. Okay, so all I've got to do for this is add another branch in, just extend that down. So just bring it there, and then that's it. That connects up fabulous. Okay. If you want to put any more birds in, of course you can. Let's see if we can get, is there an area? Maybe. Oh, we could have one on top of that little antler there. Can you see that? Oh, you can see it fine. It's just me on my phone. Actually, I did like that idea with one on his bottom. There we go. I can't remember whose card I saw that on. Maybe it was... I don't know why I'm trying to guess. I don't know. It might have been Emma's. It might have been Tracy's. It might have been Philippa's. Might have been Joe's. Or the other Joe's. Okay, so now just to add these... make them look the same as my others. And have us kept in the lines. Not bad. I love that deep colour. And I love the fact that you don't have to be too careful. There we go. And then just going to give that a little blast. Now then, so where we grounded, I need to make this look a little bit more. So I'm just going to come in with my pencil and a bit of blue. Maybe a bit of grey around here. My blunt grey. Because it'll be a little bit darker up there. Put a bit more. Like so. Then this time really nice, and if you feel like you got too much dark, just take some water to it. But we're just bringing that down. And oopsie. Yeah, I'm going to finish the blend on that with some ink now. So dry that off. Okay. So back to my ink pad. I'm just going to make you a little bit higher. Oh, just get that black off your mat, Hazel. And dry it. Okay. So it was important for me just to dry that off, otherwise I would have smudged. I want to come down a bit on this. To get a really nice soft blend there. And then you can deepen up. And if there's any areas where you think, just add a little bit of ink. There we go. So that's now bringing it together. And just so that you can see, I'm just going to pull this one in, look. Exactly the same. I'm just waiting for my camera to, that's it, look. Exactly the same, but different. A version. That smells nice. Okay, so now we're going to have a little look at a message. So inside, oh, do you know what? First of all, now I haven't got this on the other card, but I just feel like I could actually use this. Fabulous Christmas word stencil it's going to just go with everything. And I just want a subtle hint in the background. So I'm going to use, just standing up, hang on. Tumbled glass first, because I just want to check it, because this wasn't planned. Oh, there's more ink on there than I thought. So I kind of want a little bit around here. So I'm just going to lay it down. I can see where my little baubles are, so I can avoid them. I can see where my globe is, so I can avoid that. I mean, ideally, I could have put that on first if I'd have wanted to, but that would have meant that I would have had to have been organised. And also, true Hazel style, my stencil isn't clean, so I might have a few other colours. I might have a few other colours peeking through. Bit of green, bit of all sorts. Okay, so just a subtle bit in that background, I think just adds to its flavour. I'm going to go here. Just a little bit at the bottom just to balance that off. There we go. That's enough. Step away, Hazel. Okay, so next step we are going to do something with Christmas. Now, on my original card, I'm actually going to put that there. Yeah, on my original card, I used squares. So on this one, I'm going to use circles. And I did go ahead on this one and cut out using the die that comes with the butterfly set. So the die that comes with the dragonfly set will cut out this one because it's the same amount of letters. So we just changed over the words that was in it. So I can have, looking at the sentiments that come, we've got happy or merry. I'm actually going to steal the merry, and I'm going to have a little merry, and I'm going to put the Christmas down there. Now, I can stamp and die cut that. My only problem is, oh no, I could do it. I've packed my machine, but I've got my little sidekick here, so that should be big enough for me. So I've got a little bit of card, and I've also got my, I'm going to put that up a little bit just so that you can see. So this holds my dragonfly and butterfly collection. So everything's in here together. It just makes it easy. So all of those together. So just take the die and run that through. How am I doing? It's not too bad. Actually, that's all right. So that gives us our die cut. And then platform. Put the waist in. Just check which way this is. Is that way? No, it's that way. Okay, so I'm going to use the waist to line this up. So just hover over it. You should get a good gappage. If you don't, you can move it, no problem. So pick that up, and then just to check, oh my Lord. Put a little bit of card underneath. I am going to check this now because I've moved it, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Stamp down. It's because I've got that many little magnets here. If you're happy with that, which I absolutely am, put your waist in, your die cut piece in. And then stamp that down. And that gives you the most wonderful Christmas sentiment. So we can add a little bit of colour to that. I promised myself I was going to be tidy. And I've got stuff everywhere. I'm going to add blue to this one, I think. So just add in a little bit of blue on the right edge. Like so. And then it's quite an in-depth card, but it's very rewarding. It can be simplified so much, but it's my most favourite card, so it's worth the time. Put your Christmas on there. Have a look for, oh, you see, I've took it off. Where did I put it? I bet you're all shouting at me because you can see it and I can't. No, don't lose your stamp, Hazel. Right. Just think about it, Hazel. What did you touch? Right, I'm going to look. Can anybody see the little stamp? I pulled the stamp off. Is it in the platform? Is it on the bottom of the platform? No. Oh, long way down there. I'm going to have to use a different one then because I've lost it. Julie, lost stamp. I've lost Merry Christmas. I said I was going to use them. Look, I'm checking that it's not stuck on my t-shirt. Oh, I'll find it later. Okay, so we're going to have happy now. Now, top tip for this. Grab a little bit of card. We'll use that waste. I honestly don't know where that stamp is, and it's making me upset. Maybe a fresh pair of eyes will find it for me. Right, so I'm just going to add a bit of tape over Christmas. And that is purely because, well, my stamp isn't clean. But it's fine. And I'm going to ink up happy. And then I'm going to take this away. And I could stamp that directly onto my project or on a little bit of white card. So I might do both to see what I fancy. So there's just stamped happy. And then I'm going to do that again. Just make sure you cover it. Make sure I'm in view. Take that off. Okay. So options, I could actually have my happy in the bottom of there. Do you know what? I'm going for that. I'm just going to go for it. So happy in the bottom of the globe. Like so. And then I've got my Christmas, which will come across there. Paul, I've lost a stamp. I've lost a stamp. I got it out. You might be able to help me. I got into a bit of a mess.
No change there then.
I'm going to stick this flat. And just pop that underneath. Like so. Yeah. And then some stuff did fall down the back there, but I don't think it was a stamp. Just going to go into my glossy stash. How many of you have got a glossy stash like this? Yum, yum. And yes, that lovely blue. I haven't got my tweezers, so I'm just going to have to go with my fingers. Oh my goodness, they've played ball with me tonight. I'm not usually very good at doing this with my fingers. Just going to add a few random little glosses in. Normally do them in more than one, but I've just run out of blue on there. I'll probably add some more after the event. Okay, so just to give you the idea, I mean, you could mix your colours actually. There we go, because that's easier for me to pick up, that one. Just add those in. Just want to change one of them. Can I? Go on. There you go. Right. So we've got some glosses on there. So let's just stick that onto our card blank. The funniest thing about it is I don't even know where the card blank is now. Oh, under the... Oh, would it have gone on here? Nope. Okay. There we go. go. Let's just stick this on. Now, what day are we on? We're on Thursday. Julie, when is the next live? It's you. I'm certain it's you, and I think it's tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I hope I'm right. So if any of you are around tomorrow, it'd be great if you could join Julie for a live at 8. I'm sure Julie will tell me. It's on my folder with the stamp in it. On my folder. Oh. It's, yes, Julie. Julie's tomorrow. On your folder with the stamps in. What, on the outside? Thank you. That's amazing. Oh, that's made me happy now. I would have found it eventually, but I probably would have gone to bed very unhappy. Okay, so glitter glue is going to be your best friend, because just adding a little bit of glitter glue onto these is going to give you the most beautiful sparkly finish. So I'm not going to put that on now, because obviously I won't be able to do anything else to it. Now, I would normally always do the inside, but I'm very aware that I have kept you quite a long time. So I'm going to show you the inside of this one. Something's just come up that I thought That's fabulous. Yeah, he's a good one, isn't he, Liz? Brilliant. Yeah, so I've done some of the dangly baubles. I've got some of those soft snowflakes with milled lavender and tumbled glass. Then I stamped down the globe and used the mask to pop on. We've got bits of the bow on there. So, and that gorgeous verse. I just love that. It wasn't actually designed to fit within the globe, and I know it's right on the wire, but we can get away with it. So I would repeat that that inside here, and I will finish this off and pop some pictures on, but that is a version of the one that took me 3.5 hours to make. But you can see why, because there's lots going on there. Now, as promised, I will give you 5, not give you 5, I wanted to just show you the difference between the two inks. So I've got myself a piece of all-purpose card. I'm going to use the block, the globe, and I'm going to stamp them next to each other so that you can see, but I must clean the black ink off first. In fact, I'm going to do a tree as well, or instead of, we'll do a tree and we'll see where we go. Let's do a big one. Okay, so this is the no line ink pad, and I'm just going to ink up and stamp down. Now, it is a very faint, just going to hold that up, very kind of faint colour. It's darker at the top than the bottom, but you've got the guidelines. So if I was to go in with my, let's just take some greens. My greens. Now what I like to do is, that's where my stalk is, so I'm just going to faintly draw a line. That helps me out. And I'm just going to follow. And put some of the flash lines in. I'll just do half, look, so you can see. And then add that one in with the darker bit down the stalk. And you can be a bit rougher, because the rougher the better. That is your tree. And you can keep adding. Let's put in the other side now. So put your light colour in. Just follow out those lines. And then it just looks like you have drawn the tree. So that's what the tree looks like. Now, if we do that versus a lost shadow. Now, if I'm totally honest with you, I think it would be better with Distress ink and not oxide. But we can have a look. Okay, so it's a light colour. I'm just going to blot because it has got... We've got... I think it shows a bit darker. I haven't inked it completely evenly. But just to show you that if you haven't got the no line ink pad but you wanted to have a go, I think you could get by with this until they come back in stock. So we're just going to add in that light colour first. This ink's tainting my pencil slightly, but I don't... I don't think you'll notice. Okay, so that is the no line versus the lost shadow. I hope that has helped because I know that we did have a few questions on this morning's live, and I did try and like or comment on all of them just so that you knew that I had been back and checked everything over. So thank you very much for joining me. Let's see if we can spin you around. Uh-oh, what's happened? I've hit something. Ah. Where are you? Oops, that's the wall. That is the wall. There we go. Right, yes, so thank you for joining me. We've got Julie tomorrow at 8 o'clock and then back to me on Saturday at 12 o'clock and making something different. What am I making? I'm making this one, using my star dies and some bits from last year as well. So that'll be good fun. So thank you to everyone for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. And thank you for support. The support has been amazing. Julie and I have both been blown away at how fast it's selling. So please do check out the stockists on the top of the page. Julie's pinned them. I can't remember them off by heart. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.